Okay, let's talk about something that's probably driving a lot of you crazy. There is this massive, frustrating gap between all the hype around AI and actually getting real-world results. So today we're going to dive into why that gap exists and, what we can actually do to close it.
So let me ask you something. Just a quick gut check. Does it feel like you're hearing way more about the latest AI tools than you are about any real measurable business impact? And how about this one? Do you get that feeling, that disconnect between what leadership says they want to do with AI and what your organization can actually deliver on right now? And finally, are you just looking for a way to take all of this scattered, chaotic interest in AI that's popping up everywhere and somehow channel it into one single shared direction?
Look, if you were nodding your head to any of that, you're not alone, not even close. You've just put your finger on one of the biggest challenges businesses are facing today, and it's really a symptom of a much bigger problem. We call this the AI execution gap. Yeah, it's that giant chasm between ambition and action. It's where so many companies get stuck in something called pilot paralysis. Just endless experiments and cool little demos, but no real fundamental change.
And the data on this is, well, it's pretty staggering. A recent MIT study found that only 5.4% of companies have actually deployed generative AI at scale. Just let that sink in for a second. With all the hype, all the investment, less than 6% are actually succeeding.
This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? You've got a massive 80% of companies over here experimenting, playing around with the tech. But almost none of them are making it over to the other side. And this isn't a failure of ambition, it's a failure of execution. So what's going on here? Well, the source material is really clear. This isn't a technology problem. No, it's a leadership and an alignment problem. Just look at these top barriers. You've got things like tech-first thinking, where everyone's obsessed with the shiny new model instead of the business problem. Or my favorite, siloed AI teams who are off doing brilliant work in a corner that has no connection to how the business actually creates value. It all boils down to the same thing, a lot of motion but no shared direction. So how do we fix this whole mess? How do we get from chaos to clarity? Well, we have to stop thinking about AI as just a shopping list of tools we need to buy. We need to start building an actual roadmap. And that's where a tool like the AI Pathway Framework comes into play. You can think of it like a map. It's something you can literally unfold on the table in a leadership meeting to get everyone oriented in this strange new territory. It's all about creating clarity, alignment, and a shared language so you can turn that ambition into actual business results. At its heart, the framework is pretty simple. It just breaks this huge, messy challenge down into 3 manageable pillars. First up is vision. Where are we even trying to go? Then comes strategy. Okay, so how are we going to get there? And finally, enablers. What do we actually need? The people, the data, the culture to make it all happen. See, when you structure the conversation this way, it forces everyone to see the whole picture at once. It creates this really necessary balance between that bold, exciting vision and the hard reality of what your organization can actually support today. Think about it like a logical chain, right? Your vision defines the destination. Your strategy translates that vision into clear focus areas, but you can't walk that path without the right foundation, the enablers. It's your data, your talent, your tech stack. If one piece is missing, the whole thing falls apart. They have to connect. What's great is that this framework helps you manage a classic tension. To really succeed with AI, you need 2 things at once. You need that top-down direction from leadership to make sure everything is coherent. And you need that bottom-up energy from the people closest to the work, the ones with the best ideas. The key is to create a space where both of those things can happen at the same time.
And we can see this exact thing playing out with a company like Intuit. They're winning because they do exactly this. They democratize access to AI, turning their employees into builders. But, and this is the crucial part, they align all that bottom-up energy with a really clear top-down purpose. It means every experiment, every project is actually productive.
Okay, so as we start to land the plane here, what's the big takeaway? If there's one thing you should remember from all of this when you're thinking about turning your own company's AI ambition into real action, what is it? If you remember just one thing, make it this. Winning with AI is not about having the best algorithms. It's about having the best alignment. It's about getting your vision, your strategy, your people, and your tech all pointing in the exact same direction. That, right there, is what separates the 5% who succeed from the 95% who are still stuck in pilot paralysis. And that really leaves us with one final critical question. A question you should be asking yourself and your team. Right now, is your company's AI strategy just a shopping list of cool tools and disconnected projects? Or is it a clear, coherent roadmap that everyone actually understands and can execute on together? The answer to that question will probably determine your future.